Yes, that is definitely Jon Jones chasing after someone with a shotgun, but no, I don't think it's Israel Adesanya, Daniel Cormier, or Luke Thomas. What up, Fightful fam, and welcome to your Fightful Fix Tuesday, November 3rd, 2020 edition. We're going to take a look at some fallout from UFC Vegas 12, as well as talk about that video you just saw of Jon Jones chasing someone down while carrying a shotgun. But before we get there, if you could please tap subscribe, hit the notification bell, and maybe leave a like on this video. It goes such a long way to helping the channel grow, and we really do appreciate it. Okay, so first up, you just saw that video, Jon Jones chasing some dude while carrying a shotgun. Let's break down what happened from Jon Jones's point of view. He posted the video to Instagram earlier this week and said basically someone was attempting to break into his vehicles. So Jon Jones pops out of the garage carrying a shotgun and chases the fool down. According to Jones, the altercation ended when the guy hopped into his vehicle, at which point Jon Jones tapped on the side of the alleged burglar's car with the muzzle of his shotgun. He did leave like a rather nice note on the end saying, guys, I understand times are tough amid this pandemic, but it's not worth a few material possessions. Yeah, I don't really know what else to say about this video. I just wanted to share it. It's kind of been the talk of the town over the last couple of days. And if you think that there could be nothing worse than getting into a confrontation with Jon Jones, well, what about if Jon Jones is carrying a shotgun? Now let's talk a little bit about Anderson Silva following the events that transpired on Saturday. Anderson Silva was main eventing what was supposed to be his final UFC fight against Uriah Hall. Anderson Silva was looking pretty good, ahead on scorecards for many people across rounds 1 and 2, and for like 4.5 minutes of round 3. The exchanges were rather lackluster, but Anderson showed good counter-striking, good head movement, and used enough forward pressure and engagement to sort of take those first 3 rounds. And then what we all didn't want to see happened for the all-time great, legendary Spider. Uriah Hall clocked him in the closing moments of round 3, followed him to the ground with some ground and pound, and Anderson Silva was able to hold on until the bell. Round 4, more of the same. Anderson Silva pressed forward, unfortunately with his hands down, and he was caught by Uriah Hall in a manner that was actually kind of similar to when Anderson Silva dropped Forrest Griffin, who was running forward without a high guard. The bout was called off shortly after and went into the books as a 4th round TKO victory for Uriah Hall. Anderson Silva was sort of hush on whether or not he was going to retire, but UFC President Dana White said that is it for the Spider in the UFC, meaning that if Anderson Silva chooses to continue his career, it's going to be elsewhere. Well, that is where we have our latest update. Silva released a statement on social media on Sunday that I'm going to read for you as translated by MMA Fighting, and it seems to suggest he is wrapping up not only his UFC career, but the entirety of his endeavors as an active mixed martial artist. Good morning, my people. Today is a different day for a simple reason: saying goodbye to an entire life dedicated to my sport. Yesterday was so special. I went there to do what I love. I didn't imagine I would be as happy as I am now. Even in defeat, I'm feeling at peace. I want to thank you all from the bottom of my heart, my team, my family, my friends, and everyone who watched the fight. Know that it was always a great honor to fight all these years with your support. I want to thank God for granting me the gift of the fight. Thank you, my people, for all understanding, for all your support, and for all your amazing moments that we live in the sport together. I hope I left in memory and in the heart of each of you a little of who I am, that you can overcome difficulties, every second of uncertainty, and to overcome obstacles in your lives. Never think about giving up. As hard as things get at some point, know that I leave you all my love, all my respect for you, strength and honor always, and God bless you all. And so, yeah, take that statement for what you will, but Anderson Silva saying that this is the end of a chapter in his life, not a UFC chapter, but what he has brought to the sport. So it seems Anderson Silva is done with MMA, to whatever extent we believe in MMA retirements. Now, Anderson Silva is older. He is about 45 years old. However, there are still options for him out there. I can imagine there are a number of promotions like Bellator. One Championship, I think, is probably a good fit for him. That would really give him some high-earning fights against relative opposition. I spoke with Vitor Belfort on this channel a few months ago, and he said that a rematch against Anderson Silva in One Championship is something that really would feed his appetite. So if this truly is the end for Anderson Silva, kudos, nothing but my respect and the respect of plenty of fans all around the world for what he brought to the sport. That sort of Matrix-like God figure upon his debut in the UFC against Chris Lieben and his subsequent demolishing of UFC middleweight champion Rich Franklin. Prolonged success over the likes of Vitor Belfort. And here we are now, truly the end of an era. My hat off to Anderson Silva. And as we wrap up here, let's take a little look at the latest update in the never-ending saga of is Conor McGregor and Dustin Poirier going to fight? Quick backstory, Dustin Poirier was unable to reach an agreement with the UFC for a Tony Ferguson fight at UFC 254. Subsequently, him and Conor McGregor start talking about some sort of charity fight on December 12th in Dublin, Ireland for Dustin Poirier's The Good Fight Foundation. UFC reaches out to both parties to try and make an official rematch in the UFC. Dustin Poirier says, I accept. Conor McGregor says, I accept on the condition that the fight take place in 2020. UFC President Dana White says, not a chance. We're doing it in 2021. Conor McGregor says, yes, but only if it's in Texas in front of a live crowd. Dana White says, nope, not happening. Conor McGregor says, okay, let's do the fight anyway, because he has very little leverage in this situation. We were subsequently told by Dana White that everyone is in agreement and it's only a matter of getting contracts signed. Earlier this week, Dana White told the press that as far as he knows, Conor McGregor versus Dustin Poirier is a done deal. That makes it all the more confusing when Dustin Poirier says in a now deleted tweet, quote, Conor McGregor is the fight. January 23rd. Let's make it official at UFC, at Dana White. Send me the right contract. Stop playing games. So it seems like there's still a holdup, and it's really peculiar that Dustin Poirier deleted the tweet. I have no idea what's going on at this point. I don't know if it's about money. I don't know if it's about... I would imagine with Dustin Poirier at this point, it's about money. Like, how are you going to give me the upgrade to Conor McGregor and still not give me the cash that I feel I rightfully deserve? It's a crazy headache. Every time you think there are possibly no more obstacles in the way of Conor McGregor fighting again, here we go again. I know people, especially in the media, were starting to warm up to the idea that Conor McGregor versus Dustin Poirier 2 was probably going to happen. And here we are with yet another roadblock because, like I've said, since we first got this fight announced, nothing is ever easy, and we just can't have nice things in MMA. And that is all for today's Fightful Fix. Let me know in the comment section. At this point, how likely do you think it is that Conor McGregor versus Dustin Poirier 2 happens? And do you think Anderson Silva will truly stay retired? If you like this video, the best way you can help our channel grow, hit subscribe and please tap the notification bell. A like on this video never hurts either. For Fightful MMA, I'm Shaquille Majuri, and stay tuned for everything Fightful and so delightful.